Well, good afternoon everybody, and welcome with care of Classic Hot Rod TV to this, the National Championship. Round 9 of the English Series of 2016, and we're here to contest here at Ipswich the top meeting of the year. Who will win the gold stripes for 2016? Well, we're going to find out in this afternoon's meeting, which could be full of variety, full of questions, and indeed full of changeable weather. It's bright and sunny just at the moment, and we're pretty assured of 2 dry heats, but the final could be called into question weather-wise. Out there on pole position, we can see the first of the white top drivers, and from Birmingham in the West Midlands, 257, the pocket rocket is Andrew Willis, and alongside him from West Lothian, Scotland, we have number 12, Trev the Rev. That's Trevor Harris, the former Formula 2 stock car race. Behind them, we have a lady with a series of very attractive nicknames, shall we say, and that's Little Miss Boydie, otherwise known as the Fairy Dog Mother, thanks to her line of work in canine manicures, I think it would be, and dog washes, and that's Penelope Pitstop 44, Miss Cara Boyd. And we've got the good guy alongside her in 31, that's Steve Gooding. Steve, of course, driving his Hillman Avenger, and he went as fast as ever at Hendersford just last Sunday.
Dave Stevens from Sussex in 166.
Moving down to the B grade, and we welcome 271, JJ, that's Jamie Johnson. And alongside him is 232, Brett Snedden, who won heat number 1 just last Sunday at Hendersford Hills. 265 from Brighton, we've got Ray Harding, and Ray, nicknamed the Little Green Monster, and he's certainly got the green skull crossbones as the mascot, as the gear knob in his car, and he's also got a little green monster on the roof of his car itself. The Gent is next, and that's 166 Dave Stevens. It's rumoured to actually listen to Classic FM as he drives his car around, and maybe even has the dicky bow inside his car underneath his race overall. So that's Dave Stevens. Down to the A grade we go, with number 88 making his debut for this year, Dangerous Dave Owen, driving the car which has given his brother Darren so much success so far this year, having won both the Scottish and the English Opens with that car. Dialed into perfection, and in spite of the fact that this is his debut for 2016, don't discount Dangerous Dave in car 88. 121 is Charlie Shembri alongside. He has the nickname of the Italian Stallion, and Charlie, as he said to us in pit lane earlier today, will be wishing for rain when it comes to the big race. 101 is John Bowring alongside, and he's nicknamed the Wickham Wanderer, thanks to where he comes from in the UK. And we have 445 Graham Boyd, who nicknames the Cowboy. Why? Well, that's because he rears cattle on his local farm down in Cambridgeshire. Behind them we have 58 making his debut, that's the Blue Bomber, Steve Lumley, and then the Silver Fox is number 20, Dave Fry. From Ulster, Northern Ireland, we welcome 976, and that's Clive Richardson, and then your top men at the back. First of which we can see Gary Goodswin, and alongside the 72 pilot we've got 966 Thomas Dillon. Behind them we have, well, I can see that it looks like Andy Stewart is out in 198, and 25 Trevor Cusack, and then we have 911 Harry Stewart. The Aquafresh man in his patriotic red, white and blue colours, that's 144 Tim Foxlow. 210, the music man is Huey Weaver. You can see Lee Wood, the defending national champion, driving car 333, he is your Prince of Pop. Number 4, that's Dudley, Carl Jones. And we can see also, I think that is number 19. That's Alan Morgan out there in car 19. And then we have at the back the two novice drivers. We've got Alan Leonard out there in 671 on 162. Keith Cheshire, who's having some start motor trouble with that car, or carburettor trouble I should say, and therefore electing on the safe side to start at the back of the field in this race. So the pit gate now will be going together. We can see that is now happening. And we're going to be ready for 20 laps of racing as we go on to this, the installation lap. Of classic hot rods that's been out, arguably the biggest field of this type of car that has been racing since the heyday of hot rod racing in the 70s and 80s. The 257, Andrew Willis leading them round as he sees the pace car now right in front of them, bringing the lineup under control, and will be shortly all ready to go for the first heat of the National Championship, sponsored by SHP Automotive Engineering. A bright and blustery day, but it's nice and dry at the moment, and we're under caution for the first race of the afternoon. On the pole, leading them around with number 12 Trevor Harris and 44 Cara Boyd, 31 Steve Gooding, 271 Jamie Johnson, 232 Brent Snett, 265 Ray Harding, 166 Dave Stevens, 88 Dave Owen, 121 Charlie Shembry, 101 John Bowring, 445 Graham Boyd. Beginning to wind up the cars now, anticipating the start, but we're still very much under caution in this big field, and they will be listening out to the instructions on their receivers as we're getting ready to go in heat number 1. Clean and green, and we're away. Cara Boyd has got problems, and the rest of the field begin to shoot on by. Down the home straight for the first time with number 12 Trevor Harris, the Scotsman, leading him into turn 3 and out of 4, ahead of 31 Steve Gooding and 257 Andrew Willis. The charge from the B grade comes from the Scotsman, 232 Brent Snett, ahead of 265 Ray Harding, who won heat number 2 at this meeting last year. Drivers beginning to get into the groove. Cara Boyd now feeds the higher graded drivers charging through. She's forced to the outside line. 121 Charlie Shepard trying to get past her on the outside of turn number 2. And Bowring trying to charge up on the inside. Cara in a sandwich and has spun. Oh, and that's enough. And we've seen a big accident there which has taken out Cara Boyd and Andy Stewart. And tremendously bad luck for one of the favoured drivers in Classics 4 this year. That brings out the yellow flags quite clearly, and we caught that incident quite clearly on camera here for Classic Hot Rod TV, and Cara Boyd receiving the first damage that a beautiful Austin, well I should say a Wolseley 1500 has received. She was under pressure on the inside of 101 John Bowring and 121 Charlie Shembry on her out, spun round helplessly and was collected by none only other than the man with the silver roof, 198 Andy Stewart. And what a terrible shame for Andy to have received such bad luck in the opening event of the major race of this season. So 271, Jamie Johnson out, 198 Andy Stewart out, 44 Cara Boyd out,
Well, but it's able to drive needed donut hopefully they'll be back again for their second heat, which doesn't come up too long away. Race number 11.
Thomas Dilly has also retired in 966.
Getting far as the stricken car to the safety of the centre.
It's a shame, we had a lot of cars out for this opening race. We weren't quite expecting the damage quite so soon, but that is the essence of racing on the oval. Sometimes it happens and sometimes it doesn't. But car is car, hopefully now being taken onto the infield as gently as possible. And there it goes. So under caution again, the yellow flag held aloft, and we're about to get underway for the restart of this first heat of the afternoon here at Ipswich on Speed Weekend. Number 12, Trevor Harris, currently leading. 31, Steve Gooding in second place. 232, Brett Snedden ahead of 265, Ray Harding. And 88, Dave Owen, the first of the higher graded drivers. Still in the early stages of this race. As he still leads this race, it's Scotsman 1 and 2 here at Ipswich. And here comes the 88 car around the outside of 31 Steve Gooding. The higher graded driver still yet to make an appearance in this race. Here comes Steve Longley ahead of 976, Clive Richardson, 72, Gary Godswin, now beginning to pass the pocket rocket at 257, Andrew Willett. 9-11 Harry Stewart looking to try and get in the frame, but we've still got a long way to go in this heat. Up ahead we've had a change and the new leader, 232 Brent Snedden, ahead of the most successful car now in classic hot rods, that of Darren Owen, but it's his brother Dave who this time is at the wheel in car 88. That car is dialed in to the nth degree and he's flying well and going well and looking to lap the 671 car of Alan Leonard. The battle on for the lead, and Brett Snedden holds his line, and Dangerous Dave looking for the way through past our bet in 232. In front of this bumper crowd here at Ipswich, we thunder through the second half of this race, with 232 still holding out the number 88 car. Then comes 166 Dave Stevens, driving the best race he's ever done in his Mark 1 Escort that at one time in his life was raced by Barry Lee. Here comes 88 now. Again, 232 holds his line and the stations are held is in heat number 1. Battle on for 4. Number 58 Steve Lumley holding out the 976 car of Clive Richardson. 911 Harry Stewart chasing after the 72 car of Gary Gunswin. And again, that race is still on. Brett Snedden holding out Dangerous Dave Owen in car 88. And up the inside goes Owen now. Looking for the inside line. They're battling neck and neck. The two Mark II Escorts thundering down the back straight once again. And to get the dive on the inside goes the man from the West Midlands ahead from the man from the West Lothian, Scotland. Up to third, 166 Dave Stevens, driving on an absolute flyover race. And then comes 58 Steve Lumley, 976 Clive Richardson, 72 Gary Gunsman and 911 Harry Stewart. So the race on now, Dave Owen out of the box and leading. Tail happy as he goes on turn 4 into the home straight. Offered the opportunity to Brett. Brett looking to try and get back, but Dave is sensing victory now in car 88. Well, the boards are out. And the rest of the traffic are quite close in attendance. Owen flying down the back straight once again. Brett Snedden not giving up the challenge. And 166 Dave Stevens in third. 58 Steve Lumley fourth. 976 Clive Richardson is fifth. Harry Stewart goes past the 162 car, which has come to grief on turn 2. And the checkered flag has gone down with number 88 Dave Owen winning ahead of 232 Brett Snedden, 166 Dave Stevens, Gary Gunswin in 72, 58 Steve Lumley, 210 Hugh Weaver and 911 Harry Stewart with 976 Clive Richardson also in the mix. It was very close indeed at the end, and every place was being scrapped for in this opening heat. We've had a degree of damage among some of the drivers, which is not good news, but as expected in the championship events, some do fall by the wayside, but a battle all the way to the flag. And it was indeed the 88 car, Dangerous Dave Owen, who takes victory in heat number 1. Shame to see that some of the damage out there has been brought to bear on the 198 car of Andy Stewart, the 966 car of Thomas Dilley, 44 car of Boyd with a huge tank slap on that Wolseley 1500. Jamie Johnson out in 271, and we can only hope that some of these drivers who have received damage will be able to take part in heat number 2. It's not due for another 2 hours this afternoon, so still some chance to make some necessary repairs.
That's Jordan Bowrinkle, who is 10. Can you please go to the main turnstiles where you came in?
So no doubt about first and second though, they're out there lining up.
Or make yourself known to a steward. Your mum is waiting for you at the turnstiles. That's Jordan Bowrinkle. Please go to the main turnstiles as soon as possible. Just confirmation then, stewards are looking into that particular race.
Right, so there we are. We'll draw that one to a conclusion and we'll announce the formal results on the Classic Hot Rod page.